Welcome to Geeks for Geeks. I am Chaitanya Munje, and in this video we will be building a simple wallpaper application in Android. In this application we will be showing different types of wallpapers based on categories. Along with that, we will be also implementing a search bar and displaying a custom toast message inside our application. So I have already built a wallpaper application. We will take a look to this application. So inside this application we will get to see different types of wallpapers. Along with that, we can get to see the categories as well as the search bar. So as we click on a programming as a category, we will get to see wallpapers which are all related to programming. I will select this wallpaper. Now inside this, we have to simply click on set a wallpaper. We can get to see a custom toast message. After that, we have to go to our home screen. So our wallpaper has been set to our home screen. Now we will try using our search bar. Here we will search for technology, and we will simply click on search icon to search. Now here we can get to see the wallpapers which are related to technology. Now we will select one of the wallpaper, then simply click on set a wallpaper. Now this wallpaper has been set to our home screen. So this is what we are going to build inside in this video. Now let's move towards the Android Studio. Inside Android Studio, we simply have to create a new project. Inside this, we have to select empty activity, then click on next. Here we have to specify our application name. Then we have to click on finish. Make sure to select the language as the Java. Now we have successfully created our Android project, and here we will get to see two different files, that is main activity.java file and activity_main.xml file. So firstly we will move towards our Gradle script to add the dependency. So according to the applications, what we are going to use this, we will be parsing the data from the JSON, that is using the API to display all the wallpapers. Along with that, we will be also requiring the one API which will be used to load the images from the URL, and we are using the custom toast. So we will be also adding dependency for that. There are different libraries which are present for loading the images from the URL, such as Picasso, Glide, Fresco, and many more. You can check out the documentation for all these library usages in the description. Along with that, for JSON parsing also there are different libraries such as Volley as well as Retrofit. So you can check out how we can use all these libraries in the Android project. The article for them is present in the description box below. Now we will move towards adding the dependencies. So firstly, we will be adding the dependency for Volley. After that, we will add the dependency for our custom toast. After that, we have to add the dependency for our glide. Now we have to simply sync our project to install all this dependency inside our application, that is Android project. Now our Gradle sync has been completed. So now we will be moving towards the Android manifest file that is present in the manifest folder. So inside this, we will be requiring internet permission as well as the permission to set the wallpaper. So we will add that permissions here. Internet permission is required for loading the data from the internet. And set wallpaper permissions for setting the wallpaper. Now we have added the permission as well as dependencies. Now we will go towards our colors file for adding the new colors. So we simply have to go to the res folder, then values, and then colors. Inside this, we will be adding the new colors. Now we have added colors. Now we have to go to our themes folder for changing the theme of our application. As we are not requiring the action bar, so we will simply change this one to no action bar. Now we have updated the colors file as well as our themes file where we are not requiring the action bar. Now we will go to our activity underscore main.xml for creating the UI for our application. Now inside this, we simply have to go to the split. Inside this, we have to remove this text view and change the root layout from constraint to relative one. Now we will see the design for our application. Inside the design, we can get to see first one is the search bar, that is our edit text, then a horizontal recycler view, and then it is a that is a recycler view with having the grid layout manager. So we will create this UI component. So firstly, we will be changing the relative to linear one as we have to align all to in a vertical manner. So here we will specify orientation as vertical. After that, we will change the background as black shade one. Inside this, we will be simply creating edit text, specify width as match parent, height wrap content. Along with that, we also have to create a linear layout for our edit text as we are displaying the button, that is search button here as well. So we will specify width for this as match parent, height as wrap content. We will specify orientation as horizontal, margin as 10 dp, focusable as true, focusable in touch mode as true. Then we have to specify weight sum as 4, and we have to align the background for this linear layout. So we will be creating a custom background that will be for our search dialog, this one. So we will be creating a custom background inside the drawable folder. We have to simply right click on the drawable folder, then new and drawable resource file. Here we have to name it as a search bag. Change selector to shape as we are creating a custom shape and click on OK to create this file. After creating, we simply have to add the shape. So we will simply add shape here as rectangle. After that, we have to specify corners, then radius. Radius for each corner will be 15 dp, and we have to specify the solid color as white. Now we have to use this file, that is specify background as search background. Now inside this linear layout, we have to firstly create a edit text, which will be our search edit text. Specify width as 0 dp as we are specifying weight, height as wrap content, weight as 3.5. Here we will be adding id. Then after we will specify hint as, and a padding as 8 dp. We have to specify a single line as true as we do not want to allow user to add into the multiple lines, that is search query into multiple lines. Then we have to specify the text color as black, then text size as 15 sp. After that we have to change the background for this as well, that is background tint, and here we have to change it to transparent. So we will simply write @android and we will change it to transparent color. Now we have created our edit text. After that we have to create our image view, that will be our search icon. Inside this we have to specify width as 0 dp, height as wrap content, weight as 0.5, as we have already mentioned 3.5 above, so 3.5 plus 0.5 will be 4, which is our weight sum. After that we have to specify gravity as center, specify id for this image view, id search. Here also we will specify padding as 4 dp. Now we have to add search icon. So for adding it, we simply have to go to the drawable, right click on it, new, then vector assets. Here we have to double click on this icon, and here we have to select the search icon, then click on OK to add this. We will change the name as, simply click on next to add this icon and finish. Now here we have to specify the source, search, and our icon has been added. After creating this linear layout for our search bar, we have to create a recycler view. Specify width as match parent, height as wrap content. We will specify orientation as horizontal as we will be requiring horizontal. Then layout manager. So for this we will be using the layout manager as linear layout manager. After that we have to specify id for it. That is category. We have to specify the margin from top as 3 dp. After that we have to create one more recycler view. specify width as match parent, height as wrap content. We have to specify ID as this recycler view will be for our wallpapers. Inside this, we have to simply add margin top as 5dp. We have to specify width as well as height as match parent. Now we have to create a progress bar. So we specify height and width as wrap content. Then we will add ID to it. That is ID PB. We will specify visibility as gone. The progress bar is currently not visible because it is aligned below. So we will simply temporarily change it to visible. To align this, we have to change the linear to relative layout. Otherwise, the progress bar will be not visible. So we will specify ID to this. Search, and below to this search bar we will be aligning our recycler view, that is search, and below to this we will be below to our category we have to align our, that is wallpaper category, and we have to align our progress bar to layout center in parent to true, and we will be temporarily making its visibility as gone. We will be using it whenever it is required. Now in the design we can get to see that our recycler view and this recycler view, the both the recycler view has been created along with our search bar. Now we will initialize variables for each of our view inside our main activity.java file. So firstly we will be creating variable for our edit text, that is search edit text edt. Then for our image view, search iv. After that we will be creating variable for our recycler views. There are two recycler views, one is category rv, another is wallpaper rv. After that we will be creating variable for our progress bar, loading pb. Now we will initialize all these variables with their IDs which we have given. So firstly we will be initializing search edit text, then search iv. After that category rv. So we have to change ID of category recycler view, that is ID rv, that is it is a recycler view, and here also as ID rv wallpapers. So here we will change ID rv category, that is it is a recycler view, so we have to give it as a rv. After that our wallpaper rv, that is recycler view. Then we will initialize our loading progress bar. Now we have initialized all our variables. Now for displaying the first recycler view, that is our category recycler view, we will be creating a model class. So for this we simply have to go to our package name, then right click new and Java class, and we have to name this class as a category rv model, that is model for our category recycler view. Inside this we simply have to create two variables, that is one will be our category name, that is category, and another will be category iv, or we will simply name it as category iv url. After that we have to create a constructor as well as getter and setter methods for this. So we simply have to right click, then generate, and click on constructor, select all the variables, and we have to simply click on OK. After that, we simply have to do similar procedure, that generate, and we have to click on getter and setter, select all, and click on OK to create this methods. Now we have created model class for our category recycler view. Simply close this, and here, along, as we will be not creating any model class for our wallpaper recycler view because we will be fetching only one string, so we can simply pass the data type as a string. Now we will also have to create the adapter class for both recycler view. So first we will create adapter class, that is category RV adapter, that will be for category recycler view. Next one will be for our, that is another Java class, that is wallpaper RV adapter. Now firstly we have to create the layout files for each of our view, that is for category as well as for our wallpaper recycler view. So we will right click on the layout, then new layout resource file, and we will create two layout files. First one will be the category RV item. We will change this root layout, that is root element, as card view, and simply click on OK. So firstly we have created our category RV item. Now we will be creating the layout for our category here. So firstly we have to change height as wrap content, then specify, we will be specifying a constant height and width. So we will simply change width as 130 dp and height as 70 dp. Then we will change the gravity to center. After that we will specify margin as 5 dp from each sides, and then we will add card corner radius, which will be around 8 dp. Now inside this card view we will be creating a relative layout. Specify height and width as match parent. Inside this one we will be creating a image view, which will be our background image for category. Specify width as match parent, height also as match parent, id. Then we will specify scale type, which will be center crop. We will be specifying source as a color. So currently we will be adding color as a yellow. After that we will be creating a text view. Specify width as match parent, height as wrap content, specify id. We will specify layout center in parent as true, text as category, text alignment as center, text color as white, text style as bold. Here we will add as a said gravity as layout center horizontal. Now we have created the layout for our category RV item. Similarly, we have to create the layout file for our, that is wallpaper RV item. So we will simply follow the similar procedure, that is go to the layout, right click on it, new layout resource file, and we have to simply name it as a wallpaper RV item. Here also we will change root layout to card view, then click on OK. Now inside this we have to change the height, which will be the constant, that is 200 dp, and we have to specify margin here as 6 dp. Then we have to add the radius, that is card corner radius, around 8 dp. Inside this card view we only have to display the simple image view, so we will be creating an image view. Specify width and height as match parent. We will be adding scale type as a center crop, adding id to this image view, id iv wallpaper. We will be specifying source currently as that is our purple shade. So this is inside this image view we will be loading our image. Now we have created layout files. This one will be for our category and this one will be for our wallpaper. Now we have to go to our category RV adapter and initialize the adapter along with the layout file. So we will simply extend this, that is recycler view dot adapter. Inside this we will be creating our view holder. Then we have to click on this red bulb and click on implement methods to implement all the methods. Now as we are not requiring this, now we have to click on view holder, then click on this bulb and create inner class. Here we have to change it to public and extend this class with a recycler view dot view holder. Along with that we have to create a constructor. So we'll be creating a constructor in it. Here also we have to remove this one. Now inside this adapter class we firstly have to create variable for our array list. This one will be for our, inside this we will be passing the data type as category RV model and we will be simply creating variables at category RV model array list. After that we will create a one more variable which one will for our context. So we will be creating constructor for this. So we simply have to right click and then click on generate constructor, select all variables to create a constructor class. After creating the constructor, we have to create the variables for our UI, that is for our layout file of our category RV item which we have created, that is one will be text view and another will be our image view. So we will firstly create a variable for our text view, that is category text view, then image view. Now we will initialize the variables with their IDs, that is category ID, item view dot find view by ID, then our category text view. After this, inside our get item count method, we will simply return the size of our array list, that is category RV model array list dot size. Inside the onBind view holder method, we will set the data to our views. So firstly, we will get the data from our category RV model from our array list dot get, and inside this we'll pass our position. We have to create variable for it. Now we will simply set this data holder dot category text view dot set text category RV model dot get category, and after that we will be using the glide. So we will be simply calling glide dot with, inside this we have to pass the context, then we have to call load, and here we have to pass the URL for our image. So we will simply be calling, that is category RV model dot get image view URL, and we will be calling dot into and holder dot category IV to load the image inside our image view. After that we have to add the on-click listener for our category. So we will be simply adding item view dot set on-click listener, then new view dot on-click listener. So for adding the on-click listener, we have to create the interface. So we'll be creating it. Firstly, we will be inflating the layout file here, that with one which we have created. So we will remove this view equal to layout inflator. We will be calling as layout inflator dot from context dot inflate. Here we have to specify the name for our layout which we have to inflate. We will be inflating our category RV item. Then we will specify parent, then false, and we will be simply returning our layout file inside our, that is, view holder category RV adapter dot view holder, and inside this we will be adding our layout file. Now we will be creating interface class that for adding the on-click listener. So we will be simply writing public interface, that is category interface, and inside this we will be creating a method that is void on category click, and inside this we will be passing the position. Now for this we have to create a variable here and add that variable inside the constructor. So we will remove this constructor and create one again. So we'll simply click on generate constructor, select all the variables and click on OK to create the constructor. Now inside our onClick method, that is inside our onClick, here we have to call that category click interface dot on category click, and here we have to pass the position as position. Now we have created adapter class for our category recycler view. Now we will move towards our wallpaper RV adapter. That is this one. Here also we have to extend it with recycler view dot adapter, and inside this wallpaper RV adapter dot view holder. Here we will click on red bulb to implement methods. Now we have to similarly create a view holder. That is, we have to create an inner class, change it to public instance recycler view dot view holder. We will be implementing creating a constructor for this as well. Now for wallpaper recycler view, as we have discussed that we will be only creating a, we will be using a string, so we will be simply creating an array list and passing the data type as string, as we are only requiring the image URL. So we will be adding the data type as a string, wallpaper RV array list. Then we will be creating variable for context. After that we will be creating a constructor for this. Now inside on create view holder, we will be creating a view layout inflator dot from. Here we have to pass context dot inflate view layout file which we have to inflate. That one will be our wallpaper RV item. Then we have to specify the view group, that is root, which will be our parent, and then we have to pass as a false. After that we simply have to return this as a wallpaper RV adapter, and here we have to pass the view. Now inside the onBind view holder we will be setting our data. So firstly we will be initializing variables. Before that we will be simply returning the size of a wallpaper array list. Now inside this we will be creating a variable for our image view, that is category it will be the wallpaper IV. Inside this we will be initializing it. Now in the onBind view holder method we will be setting the date image to our image view. So for that we will be calling glide dot width. Here we will be passing context dot load, that is wallpaper array list. Here we will be simply calling our wallpaper array list dot get position, as it is returning string, so it will simply add that string here. After that we will simply loading this, that is dot into, and we have to pass the image view, that is holder dot wallpaper iv. Now we will be adding item click listener, that is holder dot item view dot set on click listener new view dot on click listener. Now after clicking on the image which is inside our recycler view, we have to open a new activity. So we will be creating a new activity for this here. We will simply click on our package name, then right click new, and we have to select activity as empty activity. We will name it as a wallpaper activity and simply click on finish. After that, inside our wallpaper RV adapter, we will be passing our image URL. So for passing a image URL, we will be firstly creating an intent. We will be calling context, and we will be calling our activity which we have to open. That one will be our wallpaper activity dot class. Inside this, now inside this activity we have to pass our image URL. So we'll be using put extra method to pass our image URL. That is, we will be simply passing our wallpaper RV list and dot get position. This method will use to pass the image URL, and then we will simply start our activity by calling context dot start activity, and we'll pass our intent as I. So on clicking on the any of the image view, we'll be opening a new activity, that is wallpaper activity, which we have created. Now we have created a adapter class for our category recycler view as well as wallpaper recycler view. So we will simply go to our main activity.java file, and here firstly create a variable for our array list. One will be for our string wallpaper rv, that is wallpaper rv list array list, and then after array list for our category, that is category rv model array list. After that we will be creating variables for our category rv adapter, then for our wallpaper rv adapter. Now here also we will be implementing our category, that is category click interface, and we will simply click on this bulb to implement the method. So this method will be called when any of the category is clicked. Now inside this we will be firstly initializing our array list, then we will be initializing our category model array list. Now we will be creating a variable for our linear layout manager as well as grid layout manager for setting the layout manager for our recycler view. Here we have to pass the context, that is main activity.this, and we will be passing recycler view dot as horizontal, that is our layout manager. Along with that, now we will be setting this linear layout manager for our category recycler view dot set layout manager linear layout manager. After that we will be simply calling category rv dot set adapter, and we will be setting adapter. So before that we will be creating variable for, we have created variable, so we will initialize our adapter class category rv adapter, and here we have to pass firstly our category rv model array list, and then we have to pass the context as this, and again this as a on category click. That one will be our interface, and here we have to call our category rv adapter to set it to recycler view. Now similarly we have to create layout manager, that is grid layout manager, for our wallpaper recycler view, We will be creating variable as grid layout manager, and inside this we have to pass the context as this, and here we have to specify the that is number of columns. So we are currently using number of columns as 2, so we have specified as a 2. After that we will be simply calling wallpaper rb dot set layout manager, and we will be passing grid layout manager. After that we will initialize our wallpaper rb adapter. Inside this we will be passing our wallpaper array list and then our context, that is this. After that we will be setting this recycler view adapter to a recycler view, that is set adapter wallpaper rb adapter. Now we have set adapter to both of our recycler view. So after that we will be creating different methods, that is first one will be the get categories. So inside this method we will be adding data to our category rb array list. So we'll be simply creating void, that is get categories method. The next method will be our get wallpapers. So this method will provide us all the wallpapers. That is, inside this method we will be fetching the data from the API and passing it to our wallpaper array list. After that we will be adding on click listener for our search IV, that is search IV dot set on click listener new view dot on click listener. Inside this we will be firstly getting the string from our search edit text, that is search edit text dot get text dot to string. After that we will check search string dot is empty. If it is empty, then we will simply display a toast message, your search query. And if the search query is present, then we will call one more method, that will be our get wallpapers by category, that is void. Inside this we will be passing our category, and we will call this method here, that is get wallpapers by category, and here we will be passing our search string that we have created variable above. Now we have added on click listener for our search IV as well, and we have called these methods. Now inside this method, firstly we will be completing, that is our category method. Inside the on category click method we will be firstly getting the category that is clicked by the user. So here we will be simply calling category rb model release dot get pass position dot get category. Now we have to pass this category and call the method get wallpaper by category, and we will simply pass the category here. So firstly we will be going to add the data to our categories list. So we will simply calling category rb model list new category rb model, and inside this we will be firstly passing our category, then our URL. So here we have to change dot add, that one will be our category model array list dot add new category model, and inside this we will be passing our data. So we will be passing different categories. So I have already having some image URLs with me. So here are the different images URL along with the category name. So we will simply copy the image URL of each image one by one and adding it here. So first category is our technology, and the URL for it is this one. Then our next image URL is for programming. After that, the next one will be for our nature category. Then after, the next one will be for our travel. Then after, next category is architecture. We will be specifying the image URL for architecture. Then arts. After that, we will specify it for the music category. Then for abstract, then for cars, at last category will be our flowers. Now we have added the data inside our category model array list. Now we have to simply call our adapter with the notify dataset change to notify our adapter that the data inside our array list has been changed. That is notify dataset change. Now we have completed the get categories method. Now we have to complete our get wallpaper, get by categories, and get wallpaper. So for that we have to create the API key for using the pixels API. So for this one we will be using pixels for loading the wallpapers. So we will simply go to our browser. Inside this we simply have to go to the pixels.com. That is pixels.com, and we simply have to click on join. Then I have already signed in. You can create the account for it. Then log in, and inside this uh, we have to click on our profile, and we will get to see image and video API. Inside this we have to click on your API key, and we will get to see our API key here. So we'll simply copy this API key, and we will paste the API key here in the comments. Now we will test the API inside our Postman. So we will simply open the Postman here. Inside this, the first API, we will be using two APIs. One will be for getting the data with the help of category, and one API will be for simply displaying the wallpaper. So we will be this API can also be found in the documentation of the pixels. The per page parameter is for displaying the 30 images on one page. So here is the first API URL. Inside this, we have to go to the headers, and here we have to simply paste our key that we have copied, and we have to add the parameter as authorization. Then we simply click on send to get the API response. and here we can get to see our API response. There are 30 different wallpapers. So these are the images image URLs for each of the image. Inside the response, there is firstly the photo. That is, first one is the photo JSON array. Inside it, we can get to see one JSON object that will be our photo JSON object. And inside this, we can get to see different parameters such as width, height of image, URL of image. These are the different image URLs in the different format. This one will be the URL for our original image, then large, medium, small, portrait, and different sizes of the images. So from this response, we will be using our portrait image for loading the image from the URL. So this URL will be used for getting the wallpapers. That is all the wallpapers. Now we will be checking out one more URL, that is API key. So API URL. So this will be the similar. So we'll simply copy this one, create one more GET request. We'll paste it here. Here also we will add the authorization. So we will simply copy the API key here. Inside headers, we will add authorization. Inside the query, we will simply change from v1. Inside this, we will add search, and we will pass query equal to, here we have to pass the search query. So we will simply pass the technology, and after that we have to add per page 30 images, and then we have to simply load the page 1. After that we simply have to click on send to call this API. Inside the response is pretty similar. There is no difference in the response. So in this also we will simply calling the portrait image to load inside our response. Now these are the two different APIs which we are going to use inside our application. So now we will again move towards our Android Studio project. Inside the, so firstly we will be going to our get wallpapers method. Inside this, firstly we will be clearing our wallpaper array list dot clear. After clearing this, we will be simply making the visibility of loading progress bar as visible. Then we will be creating a variable for our string, that is URL. So the first one URL will be this one, in which we do not have to pass any parameter in the query. So we will be simply copy pasting this URL. After that, we will be creating a variable for our request queue equal to volley dot new request queue. Inside this, we have to pass the context, that is main activity dot this. Now after that, inside our response, the response is in the JSON object. So we will be making a JSON object request. So here we can get to see it is a JSON object. So we will simply making a JSON object request. JSON object request, as we are making a get request. So we will be simply calling request dot method dot get, and inside this we will be passing the URL. As we are not making a post request, so we have to pass the params as null. Then we will simply calling new response dot listener. Here is the on response method, and we will be adding new response dot error listener. After the error listener, we also have to create a method that is get headers. It will return the headers. So here we have to create a hash map to return it in key and value pair. The two variables inside our hash map will be our string, and it will be headers equal to new headers, that is new hash map. Inside this hash map we will be putting, that is headers dot put, and we have to pass the header key and header value. So header key is authorization, and header value is our API key which we have created. So we have to add that API key here. After that, we simply have to return our headers. And at last, we have to pass this JSON object request to our request queue. That is request queue dot add our JSON object request to make a API call. Now inside the on response method, we will firstly make the visibility of our loading progress bar as gone. Dot set visibility as gone. After that, we will be simply writing a try catch block. Inside this, we will be handling our JSON response and we will be adding JSON exception e and e dot print status. Now inside this try block, we will be firstly have to go to the our photos array, that is this one. So we will simply copy the key for it. We will be creating variable as JSON array response.get JSON array, and we have to pass the key as photos. After that, we will be simply running a for loop. We have to run this up to photo array dot length, and inside this we will be getting our image URL. That is, we have to firstly call our photos JSON object. So we will be simply creating variable as JSON object photo object photo array dot get JSON object, and we have to pass the index as r. Inside this, we have to go to photo object. After that, we have to go to one more JSON object. That will be our JSON object. The name for our JSON object will be our src JSON object, and inside the src we have to go to the we will be calling a portrait. So here we will be simply calling src dot get string. Make sure that the key is similar as that in the response. So we will simply copy this from here, that is portrait, and we will add it here. After getting the image URL, we will simply have to pass this image URL to our array list dot add and img image URL. Now inside the on error response method, we will simply display a toast message as failed to load wallpapers. Now we have completed the get wallpapers method. Inside the on response, after the wallpaper array list, that is after adding the data, we simply have to call the notify dataset change method to notify our adapter, that is wallpaper adapter, as the data inside the array list has been changed. So we will be simply calling the notify dataset change method here. Now we have completed this method. We have to go to the search wallpaper by category method. Inside this also, firstly we will be clearing our wallpaper array list. Then we will be adding progress bar visibility as visible. Inside this method, we will firstly check as visibility has gone inside the on response method. Here also we will be creating variable as URL, that is string variable, and here we will be adding the different URL, that is this one. So we will be passing URL here. Here we have to change the, that is query. So for this we will simply modify this string, and here we will change the category to category which is selected by user. So this is the category which we are getting inside this method, which is selected by the user. So we are passing that category here inside the URL. Now we will be making variable for our request queue, that is request queue equal to volley dot new request queue, and here inside this we will be passing our context as main activity dot this. Now as the response is similar, so we will simply have to call JSON object request new JSON object request, and inside this we have to make a get request. So we will be simply calling request dot method dot get. Then we have to pass the URL As there are no parameters we have to pass, so we simply have to add as null, then new response.listener, error response, and inside this we have to call get headers. We have to simply call hash map. We will simply put our authorization along with the key and then simply return our headers. After returning our header, we simply have to add it to our queue, that is request queue add and JSON object request. Here the headers will be the similar, so we will simply copy this and add it here. Now inside on error response we will be displaying a toast message as failed to load wallpapers, and inside on response method we will be simply creating a variable for our JSON array to get our photo array. That is, the method will be similar, only the difference is in the query URL. Response dot get JSON array as photos. Now here we will run a for loop dot length. We have not added a try catch block, so we will be adding a try catch here, and we will moving this for loop inside our try catch block. Inside this we will be firstly getting our JSON object, that is photo JSON object. JSON object I. Inside this photo object, from this object we will be getting our image URL, photo object, that is get JSON object src. After getting this image URL, we have to simply pass it to our wallpaper array list. Add image URL. After that, we simply have to notify our adapter that data inside the list has been changed. So we will notify our adapter. Now we have completed the get wallpaper by category method as well. Along with that, we have also completed the get wallpapers, get category method, and here is the on category click method. Here also we are calling the get wallpaper by category method. Now we will be moving towards wallpaper activity.java, where we will be setting wallpaper to our home screen. So for this, we simply have to go to our activity underscore wallpaper.xml. Inside this, firstly we will be changing the root layout to relative one. Inside this, we will be creating our image view, specifying width and height as match parent, specify ID, wallpaper. Then we will specify scale type as center crop. After that, we will be creating a button which will be used to set the wallpaper. Inside this button, we will specify width as match parent, height as wrap content. We will align this, that is align parent bottom as true. Specify margin start as 20 dp, margin end also as 20 dp, then margin bottom as 10 dp. We will be adding text as wallpaper, set wallpaper, all caps as false. text size as 15 sp, then background tint, we will be adding to this id to this button. Now we will be creating a custom background for this button. So for creating it, we simply have to go to drawable, right click on it, new drawable resource file, and specify the file name as button back, change selector to shape, and simply click on OK to create this file. Now inside this file, we will be firstly specifying the shape, which will be our rectangle, and after that we will be specifying the solid color, which will be our button, it is black shade 1. Then we will be adding a stroke to our button. So the width for our stroke will be around 1 dp. Then color for our stroke will be white. Then we will be adding radius for our button, that is corner, and radius which will be 20 dp. Now after that we will be setting this background to our button, that is background button back. Here we have to change to app. We simply have to click on Alt Enter to set it to the button. This one will be our drawable, that is button back. Now we have created the UI for our activity underscore wallpaper. So simply go to the wallpaper activity.java and initialize the variables. So first we will be creating variable for our image view. Then for our button, after that we will be creating a variable for our string for our image URL. Then we will be initializing our variables, that is wallpaper IV. Then for our set wallpaper button, after that we will be getting, that is get intent dot get string extra. Inside the adapter class of our wallpaper RV adapter, we are passing the image URL with the key as image URL. So we will be getting this image URL here inside our wallpaper activity. So we will be passing the same key here to get this. Now inside our wallpaper image view, we will be loading this image. So for loading this image, we will simply call glide dot load, that is dot width. Inside this, we will be passing the context as this dot load img URL dot into our target image view, that is wallpaper IV. Now after that, we have to create one more variable that will be for our wallpaper manager. Now we will be getting instance for our wallpaper manager as wallpaper manager dot get instance. Inside that, we will be passing our get application context. After that, we will be adding on click listener, that is set wallpaper button for our button. On click listener, new view dot on click listener. Inside this, we will be simply calling glide dot width, then our wallpaper activity dot this as a context. Then we will be calling to load it as a bitmap, and we will be loading the URL for this image. After that, we will be simply calling a listener, and inside this we will be calling new request listener method. New request listener as bitmap. So here we can get to see different methods, that is on load fail and on resource ready. So inside the on load fail, we will firstly displaying a toast message as failed to load image. Here we will be removing this as we are not required. And inside the on resource ready, we will be calling our wallpaper manager. But before that, we have to simply call the submit method here. And inside the on resource ready method, we will be simply running a try catch block. And inside this, we will be calling wallpaper manager dot set bitmap, and we will be passing our bitmap, that is our resource, the variable which is already created above. And inside the catch block, we will be simply writing IO exception as e, and we will simply call e.print stack trace. And if we get any exception, so we will simply displaying a toast message as failed to set wallpaper. Now once the wallpaper has been set, we have to call a stylable toast. So for that, we will be simply calling our stylable toast again. We have added the dependency for our fancy toast inside build.gradle. So we will be using that toast message here, that is fancy. So while adding the dependency, we will check the dependency once more. So we have added the dependency. Also inside our build.gradle, that is project level, we have to add the maven URL. So we will be adding that as well, that is maven, and inside it we have to specify the URL, that is jetpack.io. And again we simply have to click on sync now to sync our project. Now our Gradle has been synced, so we will go to our wallpaper activity.java, and here we will be adding our fancy toast. Make text, and inside this we will be passing our context as wallpaper activity.this, and we will set the message as wallpaper set to home screen. And we will be setting it as a success as we are displaying the success message. We will simply adding a false. After that we will be calling a show to show this toast. Now we have completed the coding part. Now we will simply have to run our application and check the output of our application. Before that, we will be also adding the logo to our application. So for adding the logo, we simply have to go to flaticon.com. Here we will search for our logo, that is wallpaper. Here we can get to see different icons, so I will download this one. Then we will simply click on PNG and then free download to download this icon. Once the icon has been downloaded, we have to navigate to the folder where it has been downloaded. We have to simply copy this icon. Then we have to go to our Android Studio project and paste it inside our drawable folder. We will select drawable folder, then OK, and we will name it as a wallpaper, then click on OK. Now inside manifest file, we have to change the icon for our application. So we'll change it here. Wallpaper, and here as well. Now we will run our application to see the output of the application. Now our application has been launched. We will take a look at the application. So here is the our application which we have launched. So I will again open this. So here is the logo which we have added to our application. We will simply open once again. So here we can get to see different types of wallpapers. As we will click on any of them. So we have get to see that toast message is already been set, as we have not clicked the set wallpaper. Once we click set wallpaper, the wallpaper is getting set. So here is wallpaper is been set, but toast message is already displaying, and we'll click on any of the category, but we are not getting to see the response. So we will check the application code. So firstly we will go to our wallpaper activity, and here we have added the toast message outside the button on click. So we will move this inside our on click method, that is this one. We will be simply displaying after the submit. So we will add the toast message here. So it will display only when the button is clicked after setting the wallpaper. After that we have to go to our main activity, and inside that we have to check the response. Here we have added as a portrait, so we will check in the other ones. So here is the spelling of portrait is different, so we'll change it here as well. And inside the application, the color of this top bar is different, so we will change the color of that as well. So for changing that, we simply have to go to values, then colors, and inside that we have to change this, that is black shade one, and we have to change this color, that is purple 700, to black shade one, to change the above top bar color. After that we have to run the application again to see the output. Now we have installed our application. We will check the output again. So here when we click on category, we can get to see different wallpapers, but our progress bar is still loading, and we will check whether our search bar is working or not. So we will simply type computer and then click on search icon. Our search icon is also working. Then we will simply set this wallpaper. When we click on set wallpaper, we are then get to see the toast message. So here we can get to see our wallpaper has been set. Now we have to check for our loading progress bar. So we will go to our main activity, and inside this we are not changing the visibility of our progress bar. So we will simply add the change the visibility as gone inside on the response method. Now we will run the application again, and it will be solved now. Now we have launched our application again, so we'll take a look at the output. So here are different wallpapers. As we click on category, our progress bar is also hiding, as well as wallpapers are also displaying. Now we will search for our wallpaper as technology, and we'll simply click on search. Here we can get to see wallpapers regarding the technology. As we click on any of the wallpaper, after that we will click on set wallpaper. Then we will get to see a toast message, as well as this wallpaper has been set to our home screen. So if you are having any doubts regarding whatever I have explained in this video, ask in the comment section. For complete code, refer the articles in the description given below. Do like the video, subscribe to this channel, and thanks for watching.